Good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen. Anyway, this is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, this evening edition broadcast of Fire of Liberty. Excuse me. Afternoon edition of Fire of Liberty. Accelerating and expanding and creating lots of transitionalistical, peaceful, paradiscical change in forms of renaissanistic acceleration, paradiscical fruition in terms of the Enlightenment age and the acceleration of the productivity, advancement, unity, and positivity throughout not only the creationalistical aspects of biospheres in the form of, well, the 3, the 12, the 24, and the 32, and the 100, or excuse me, the 10 kilometers and the 100 kilometers, and then the multi-plural, which have actually already been constructed, demonstrated through many different actions. Anyway, this is just one of the main, of course, key parts of one of the very different aspects of what it means to, or not only what it means, the multi-creationalistical aspects of course, what are of the traits, the expansion of the type 639 civilization, and of course, the increasing availability, and of course, unity and peace and pleasantries of peace, unity, positive creation, possible, even accelerated enlightenment advancements, which of course even as in ascension in forms of the limitless creativity of spiritual ascension, of course, and many unique limitless parts of the, of course, inventions which can be made through air, of course, the inventions through water, land, and ocean. Multiple co-creative aspects that do have a lot to deal with. Well, not necessarily have particularly a direct link to the infinite ability to create new inventions, but just the creative ability for unique inventions, which of course is definitely related directly, or is unique, or is related. Use a better word. Connected, part of an essence. Well, this is a unique multi-creationalistical broadcast just for the limitless expansion of one of the parts and key parts of the already, hopefully, well, not only hopefully, but hopefully the continued, well, blueprints are being worked on, that I'm working on personally. And of course, not that, but the thing is, of course, ultimately, it's not necessarily the physical abilities, because of course there's spiritual kinetic abilities, which I've already reiterated, but the co-creative abilities in the terms of how they, of course, not only apply to the aspects of many different forms of the new unique designs, both bio and superluminescent and turning sub ocean. Sure, that's not the right word, but underwater, land, sea and air, sky, and of course it's one of the unique ways to understand and perceive the, of course they're already limitless, but of course to already help lead, guide, and then demonstrate, of course, many different types of limitless functions in terms of what the multi-creationalistical aspect of, not necessarily just the equations, but multi-Fairnastical, combining languages, multi-creationalistical transformation of the ultimate, or ultimately what we can perceive as our limited potential. And of course, one very key thing, of course, is to recognize not only how far we've gone, but the point of, to really but to really understand. I mean, it's grand. I mean, this is incredibly good. This is absolutely. There's been a lot of, for example, improvement, a lot of progress, and indeed a lot of motion. And it's without a doubt there has been an increase in connectivity and an increase in our understanding of our higher awareness and consciousness. And it's done a lot to think. It's done a lot to change the way we think, and of course, it's done a lot to. I'm thinking multiple languages. I'm like switching verbs and nouns in my mind and then translating. Okay, just to get to the point. Well, not to the point, but to absolutely explain, the process of being able to think, at the ability to not only understand about the process of what our high consciousness has such a key point in not only reiterating, or not necessarily reiterating, but exemplifying the type of very important integral aspects of our traits or personalities, of our characteristics, of our own what's the word? Our own per se ability to trailblaze, or the ability to shine the light, and of course, lots of the abilities that we've come, for example, to do, or the lots of the capabilities of thought forms that we're able to manifest, or just able to crystallize, as in have it like as a memory form, or for example as a thought picture, which basically helps crystallize, and when I say crystallize, I usually mean picture, form, make, which is ultimately a form of thought form which allows comprehension of a, for example, per se, sophisticated amount of, per se, material information to be understood at a very understood level. Meaning, for example, one aspect to view this, of course, is the understanding of higher consciousness, imbued, embodied, and leading, and then guiding, and of course, ultimately, definitely many different multi-creationalistical facets and varieties of, trustworthiness, respect, and accountability, responsibility, and a sense of I will say the T word. because indeed, but it is a very important part in the T-British tradition. And it does, or it does, hopefully, not hopefully, but actually, yes, hopefully. It does hopefully, and it also faithfully, that's the word, hopefully and faithfully, and committedly, and of course knowingly, and then without a doubtedly, explains, expresses, reiterates, leads, guides, and then of course represents the not only guidance of a true type of epic spirit and fearlessness, but just the strength and the tenacity to endure regardless of the circumstances, to be truly doing what I want to do. And I say that confidently, meaning truly doing what I want to, truly flying solo. Those are two words. Those are two, indeed, very unique and could even be said powerful words. And like I said before, of course, and like I say currently, and of course, like I always say, this is far from over. There's still so much to do. There's so much to get done, and this is once again very fantastic, epic journey. However, not that we're ever alone, because, of course, just the understanding, of course, of higher consciousness, obviously, automatically, like, recrystallize, well, I use the word recrystallizes a lot, or crystallizes, but obviously, is this, for example, a former state or a mindset of re-observance, per se, or re-coherence, re-repetition, re-understanding, re-prediction, re-iteration of a certain type of level of intelligence, which is already at a super, I'll say super power, but it's at a super intelligence, like it's ultimately as described as, one, not only omnifarious, but it is also enlightenment, or a sort of change that's embodied in absolute will, which is also at the same time a combination of, supreme level, that's the right word, supreme level consciousness, and that is one of the key things that's so incredible. Supreme level consciousness, supreme level almighty science, cosmic knowledge, higher knowledge, mind shifting. The incredibly epic, fast, quick transition for those, which are, totally normal. Not this necessarily just about being fast, quick, and ascensionatabilistical in form, but to be fluid in the flow, in the awareness, and of the comprehension of what this unique important aspect of growth, enlightenment, pace, which is incredibly important, pace, sturdiness, belief within, belief in yourself, and I do really mean that, of course, and a lot of things that will be in the leading portion, trailblazing, of guiding, is, of course, EM. Well, these are honestly just the absolute, ability to do, and these are, can be, specific examples or abilities or are just examples, but it's a form to help, or not help, but actually do per se. So, metapotence, power link, power immunity, physics manipulation, paradox manipulation, which is not to of course disregard and be, or it's to recognize and of course balance and of course advance, advance. I will of course advance as in, ascension, advancement, and production and creativity and ability, but of course the unique recognition of not only the phenomenon of the Phoenix phenomenon, but the per se, this is a pretty good word, the aura, one of the auras, the many auras, and just the strength of what's very key is, a lot of the unique create alter ability, for example, alter ability, I use the word alter ability, is really special and kind of, well, I use the word special, but, special. Special, unique, perseverant, prevalent, and aware process. And so, on it goes. There's so much work to do. And, of course, we're just getting started. Very, very, there indeed has been a lot of progress, but there's so much more to do, so much more to go. This expansion, of course, is not to, per se, stop. It's in, for example, an unstoppable force. So, this is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, in this evening edition of Fire of Liberty, transcending, guiding, providing wisdom, and on this late afternoon edition of Fire of Liberty. Love you all.